Hello, I'm Starter D2 and welcome back to my book nook. So I am starting a new book project and I need to do research. The way I do research is I make a personal curriculum for it. You may have seen these floating around, especially if you're kind of on booktube. They've been floating around for a couple of years now and I really like them because they're really I need structured ways to do my research for any writing projects or pet projects that I want to do. And for me, it works for some reason. So I thought I would share how I make a personal curriculum, how to make one, how to research a topic. No one asked for this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm going to go over each step that I do to make the personal curriculum, the materials that I use, how to find sources, and any other random things that may come up that I'm not thinking of right now because that always happens. This method keeps me very focused. The first thing is materials, and I do all of mine on the computer. And the program that I use it's on every Windows machine already. This is Microsoft OneNote. If you just search it up in your little search bar, it should pop up. This is really, it's like Notion, except it has a lot less choices in terms of putting stuff in, because Notion is really cool, but it has a lot of tools that distract me. And I like OneNote because I can make notebooks, I can have sections for the notebooks, and I can put in pictures if I want to, but there's not like a crazy amount of formatting and things that you can do, and I can be messy with it, but it's still organized, and it gives me everything that I need to keep things organized in my own way. So over here on the right side, you can just click new notebook. This is going to be project I don't know, project mountaintop. Mountaintop. Okay, yeah, whatever, it works. You can rename it later. And then just you can change the color of the notebook, just if you care about that. I like purple, so I'm gonna change it purple. This is the project. This is how this is going to work. So I need to do research for my book, and the topic that I want to be focusing on is the Blair Mountain Rebellion in West Virginia. So that's my first suggestion, is make sure you have a topic in mind that you would like to research. You can write down a list, you can type it out, whatever you do, just write down a list of topics and then narrow it down until you find one that you need or want to research or go down a rabbit hole with. Mine is going to be the Blair Mountain Rebellion. So what's really great about OneNote is I can put my cursor anywhere and it works. And then like once I start typing, it makes a box, and then I can type over here and it makes another box, and I can click here, and you can move them around. So this, or if you want, you can delete them. So it's really nice. That's why I like OneNote. It's very free on what you can do, but it doesn't give you too many options like Notion does. Also, before you get started, you need to choose a duration on how long you want to focus on this topic. And after you've brainstormed and picked your topic, we are going to make a syllabus. But basically, it just gives you course objectives, it gives you your goals for the course, and it gives you materials that you will be using for the course. So I like to do the reason why we're researching this topic. So for me, it's for reason why. It's for a book. Need to look into historical significance and ramifications of rebellion. Why, when, all of those things. Where, when, how, and why, pretty much. And why series. And I need a specific series of events. So these are the events. These are kind of like combining my goals for what I want to learn, because I need the process of how it happened, why it happened, and the cultural significance, ramifications of it, and how it affected things in the future in West Virginia, and how it affected like the surrounding area and the people there. I'm doing this for research, so I need to know all of these things, and that is why this is my why for picking this topic. I need to know these things. So, and it's kind of my goal too. Normally you would separate these, but I'm just putting them together because, excuse my typos, Jesus Christ, this is why it takes me forever to write, by the way. There's so many typos. Okay, when you establish your goals and the reason why you want to research this, you need to start gathering sources that we can pull from. So I'm just going to go over here to the right side and click add page and do sources. So we want primary sources. Those are the best sources, and we want academic sources and further reading. Maybe fiction, maybe any fiction regarding the topic. I don't think there is, but if there is, we will hopefully find it as we start looking. Now, the first place I like to look personally is Wikipedia. So let me pull up Wikipedia, the Battle of Blair Mountain. There we go. So there we go. I already learned something. I named it wrong. It's the Battle of Blair Mountain. Okay, so it was a labor uprising in the U.S. history and its largest armed uprising since the American Civil War. It was a conflict that occurred in Logan County, West Virginia as part of the Cold Wars. Don't use Wikipedia as your source. What makes Wikipedia valuable is down at the bottom. There's a bibliography, which is great. And the first thing I'm going to click on, I just go through these one by one. So I'm going to click on this, When Miners March. Okay, so here, if this is a book, it was written by an author. His dad was charged with treason with the Blair Mountain battle. So he is a primary source. The author was also an educator. And I also found this right here. This is on a .gov site. .gov sites are usually, they should be reliable sources of information. So we have, here is the author Bill Blizzard. His family took place in the battles and the strikes, and his mother led a group of women who destroyed the train tracks after the deadly night of the bull moose special. There's so many things here. So, but yeah, this is kind of just like proving him. And When Miners March seems like it's going to be a good source to pull from. So, and a really interesting source too. So I'm going to put these two. So I put the book on my primary sources since it's coming directly from him. And then down here, I put an academic source for the .gov website. So you want to utilize Wikipedia, the bibliography part. Make sure it's a legit source from someone who is educated. If you pull from journals or articles like that, make sure they are labeled as peer-reviewed. You can also use the Internet Archive to find sources as well, especially if pages are down. This is a really good way to do it. Just go up to the top here and you can find text. And there's open libraries, the Smithsonian libraries. These are all libraries are an excellent place to get sources. And there are so many free ways to do it online, and I think on the internet, and for free. And I think the Internet Archive especially, this is why it needs protected. This is the best place to get trusted, vetted sources from libraries. But sometimes you can also go to like a college library, or if you're by a big university, sometimes they let people access those for free. Honestly, most of the time, those are good places to look for sources too. Now, if we're looking for sources in a book, so this is What Stalks the Deep by T. Kingfisher, and it's about the Appalachian Mountains. So it takes place in West Virginia. Something that made me fall in love with T. Kingfisher, I've never really talked about this, is that in her acknowledgements, she will go down the rabbit hole what inspired her story. Right here it says, even more gratitude goes to my old friend David Rowland, who took me seriously when I asked about the geology and cave systems in West Virginia. So we have a name, so we can look into him and to see if he has anything that would work for what we're trying to do, for me specifically with the Blair Mountain stuff. Acknowledgements are such a good place to get sources, especially if you have authors that kind of nerd out like T. Kingfisher does. Yeah, you can also do that for non-fiction books. In the backs there will usually be like a bibliography or references where they got their information from to write the non-fiction book. So there's so many places where you can get good sources of information. My biggest piece of advice is do not ask AI. AI is not a reliable or trustworthy source of information. It's even been proven that AI pulls from other AI written research, so you can't trust it. So always consult books, libraries, Wikipedia, anything. Just make sure the sources are vetted, they're peer reviewed, they're academic, they're good sources, so that That way you can get good research and get the most out of your personal curriculum or whatever you're researching for whatever project you're doing. And once you have your materials, your goals, and everything, you are ready to start researching and you're equipped with the tools to start researching. So now we want to make little assignments for ourselves. And for me personally, since I'm doing this research for a book, I'm going to start by making just random scenes about the random information that I find through my research or any rabbit hole that I go down. So I'll just make a scene page and I'll use whatever characters I've made to start writing in the historical context of the event that I'm researching, which in this case is the Blair Mountain battle. I need to correct that. So, and those are going to be my assignments. So my goal for this is to just get into the scene, the headspace of the characters. Obviously we need to research the time frame. So this would be around the 1920s. So stuff like that for my assignments. And this is all going for me to happen within the span of the week. And you also want to determine how long for each day you want to study this. It could be 30 minutes each day. It could be once a week for 2 or 3 hours. It could be 1 hour for every week in a month. Whatever suits you and your needs. Also, I would recommend keeping a notebook. You could do a little commonplace book. You could keep a big binder if you want. You could even do the note app on your phone. And if you have any thoughts that relates back to the topic and you kind of start putting 2 and 2 together on something, write it down in your notes app. It's a great way to keep the information in your head and keep thinking critically about it, which is so important so you can get the most out of the time that you're putting into this. And remember, as you're doing it, it's okay to stay flexible. This is for you. This is for your own personal growth. If you feel like you're not interested in the topic anymore, or as you're researching and you find a different topic that you're more interested in, this is for you. So you can design this any way you want, because there is no one way to learn or one way to do this. And my way might not even be the correct way. It's just what works for me and my processes, because I need something that is structured enough to give me guidance, but not so structured that I don't have freedom to explore. Because if I don't have freedom to explore, I can't be creative. So I hope this helped. This is just the beginning of this book, and I'm going to give myself a week of research. So if you want more insight into that, let me know, and I'll try to make a video about it. But yeah, that's how I build my personal curriculum. Let me know if you guys build one down in the comments, or if you have any suggestions on how to make my process better, let me know down in the comments. I'm always up for learning a bit more. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like VTuber and gaming content, subscribe to my VTuber channel, and subscribe to this one if you like writing and reading content. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.